Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and today I'm going to be talking with you about all of the books that I read for the month of July. I had picked out 7 books from my TBR jar, but I was only able to get to 5. So the first book that I picked was Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This one was one that I was really excited to start reading because I had heard so many good things about it, and I was just really excited about it. So I went into this book with really high expectations, and I don't know how I felt about it. I'm wondering if it was because of the satire throughout the whole thing, like really heavy satire. Think along the lines of The Princess Bride or Monty Python, kind of. So I don't know if I enjoyed that so much. I read The Princess Bride. I liked it. It's funny. It's, it's a staple in my house, but I don't know. I just don't know if I really got into this as much as other people did. So this book is about a girl named Tress. That's actually her nickname. Her real name, I forgot her real name. It's interesting. It's a girl named Tress, and she falls in love with a boy named Charlie, who is, I believe, the mayor's son of her little island. And Charlie gets kidnapped. So Tress decides to go on this adventure/quest to go and find him because nobody else is really interested in finding him. So she needs to find out what happened to Charlie. So she goes on this quest and adventure, and so in this universe, there are these things called spores, and that really confused me too, by the way. So that might have been part of the problem. But there's these things called spores, and they're not good. So like they can kill you if you come in contact with them. So she gets on this one boat, and the boat ends up basically sinking because of these spores, and she finds passage on another ship, and I don't want to give too much away, and she has to travel through the Emerald Sea, and then they get to the Crimson Sea, and then finally the Midnight Sea, where this evil sorceress lives who has kidnapped Charlie. She figures out that's who has kidnapped Charlie. So this is just her journey along the way, and she meets this really cool talking rat named Huck, and he is a very important part of her journey. And she meets tons of other friends along the way, and she gets in scuffs with the captain of this ship, and she eventually makes it to her destination. And I'm not going to give too much away, but I mean, Brandon Sanderson is a fantastic storyteller. I really enjoyed the way he wrote the book. I have no quarrel with that. I think I just had a hard time maybe getting into the story because maybe it was so satirical. But I mean, it wasn't a bad read at all. It was fun and enjoyable. I was laughing out loud several times. So I don't know. Maybe I like my stories a little bit more on the serious side. So I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5, just because for that reason. My second book was The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Okay, so I really liked this one. This one is about this girl named Bree and this boy named Nathan, and they have been best friends since high school. And they have loved each other since high school, but neither one of them knows that the other one loves them. Like, they cannot come to terms and grips about their relationship. They are kind of in like a denial, like, no, he doesn't like me, or no, she doesn't like me. So it goes back and forth between Bree and Nathan, 2 point of view, and it was just really cute. And Nathan is this football player, and he is a professional football player, so he's very wealthy, he's very well known, and Bree is a ballet instructor. One evening, Bree accidentally spills to a reporter that she has feelings for Nathan, and that she hopes that he doesn't date another girl or anything. And so to enhance his image and also to help Bree for other reasons, his agent suggests that they start fake dating. But in reality, she's like, really, you need to really actually start dating. And basically, it's this whole story where it's kind of a fake dating trope. And then by the end, they realize that they have feelings for each other, and it just has this wonderful, sappy, feel-good, happy ending. And it was super cute. I really liked Nathan's character. He is what you want in a boyfriend. He was so cute, so sweet, so caring and protective over Bree. It was just so much fun to read. I could not put it down. So this one I gave a 5-star. It was super cute. Okay, so my third book that I read was Set the Stars Alight by Amanda Dykes. This one is a Christian historical fiction book, and it went back and forth between 2 different timelines. So we start out in the late 1980s and end up in basically present time. I think it was 2020 for our first timeline. Then our second timeline is the early 19th century, the early 1800s, I believe. Yes. So we go back and forth between these 2 timelines. So we have Lucy Claremont. She is a marine archaeologist, and she just absolutely loves the sea. And then her love interest, Dashiell, I forgot his last name. He is, and I'm going to have to get this, I may botch this completely. He is an astronomer, and something about, like a forensic astronomer. It's weird, I know. So he loves the stars, okay? So we start out with Lucy being a young girl. Actually start before that, but we start out with Lucy being a young girl, and she meets Dash. And they kind of hit it off and develop a friendship, okay? So her father, Lucy's father, would always tell these wonderful, lyrical, poetic stories to them. And those stories have a lot to do with his whole entire journey, okay? So he would tell them stories growing up. And unfortunately, things happened where Lucy went through a ton of loss. I'm not going to give a lot of it away, but she went through a lot of loss, and she and Dash had been separated until they grew up, okay? I believe they're around age 30, and so they reconnected. Well, Lucy is trying to find what happened to this missing ship called the Jubilee, and that's what happens. This is what has to do with our story in the early 1800s. So there is a story going around about this young man and how he was a traitor to the country and did a lot of bad things. Well, Lucy's journey and Dash, they meet back up again. They work together with both of their degrees. They work together and trying to find this ship, okay? So they go through this journey together and uncover what really happened 200 years earlier with this young man and his life and all of the lives involved. It was very good, and it was just very poetically written. I especially starting out, describing and setting the scene. Her writing style is so gorgeous. I just loved it. So this one was just really good. Sometimes it got a little confusing going back and forth, but then I was like, okay, I got it. So it didn't take that long to get into the actual plot. So yeah, just these 2 stories, these 4 or 5 different people, actually kind of more than that, all connected between this 200-year time span. So it was really good. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, so the fourth book that I read is The Bridge to Belle Island by Julie Klassen. That one is a Christian historical fiction book with mystery. So for this one, we start out with a murder. Our main male character, Ben, he is an attorney, and he actually, to start off the book, he kind of botched a case. His client basically lied to him, and so his reputation has kind of like, so he lost the case. His reputation has kind of plummeted, unfortunately. And so we have our murder, and it has to do with the man he works for, his business partner. So his boss actually sends him to this island called Belle Island because their lead suspect is the man who has killed I believe his niece, but not by actual blood relation. I kind of got confused by that part. So this woman named Isabel is the lead suspect. She is a recluse, and she has not left the island in 10 years because of some tragic accidents. She thinks that she is cursed, so she cannot leave the island. Okay, so she basically has agoraphobia. So he goes to the island to start, investigating and interviewing and watching this woman. And of course, he comes to find out that she is a lovely person and that he doesn't really think that she did this murder. And there were so many twists along the way, and I was a little surprised who the actual murderer was. So this one was a lot of fun. It was super clean, had some Christian elements into it. It was very sweet romance. I really enjoyed that one. I gave that one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, and the fifth book that I read for the month of July is Sybils Secret by Juliet Marillier. That one was a lot of fun. I didn't like this one quite as much as its predecessor, the first one in the series, Wildwood Dancing. This one is set in Istanbul, and it follows I believe the fourth sister, Paula. So she goes with her father to Istanbul, and he has discovered through one of his contacts a rare artifact called Sybyl's Gift, and it has to do with this ancient pagan goddess, and basically they're trying to get this artifact for a potential buyer. Okay, so along the way they've hit some snags, and it's decided that Paula needs a bodyguard. So she interviews all these candidates, and she selects a candidate, and his name is, I believe, Stoyan. Some of these names I can't pronounce very well because of the area, but I believe that's his name. And basically along the way, throughout their journey, they start to fall in love and have feelings for each other. There's this other guy, I forgot his name entirely, but he's a pirate, okay? So he's a pirate, and basically there's a love triangle going on, and then something happens where her father gets attacked, okay? Turns out the pirate has taken Sybyl's gift, has bought Sybyl's gift, and is going to return it to this remote mountain village to honor a dying friend's request, okay? So they have to go through this series of trials and tribulations and a quest and a maze and all of these fun little things to try to return this gift, right? Well, something happens along the way, and I was not expecting this, and a turn of events occurs, and I was very surprised. So that was really fun. Kind of sad though. But they do fulfill their quest. Everything's good, and she ends up with one of these guys. Okay, I'm not going to give it away though, but it was a lot of fun. I just didn't like it quite as much as Wildwood Dancing. Maybe it was because of the setting. I don't like the setting quite as much, the Middle Eastern setting, but that's just my personal preference. It was an extremely clean book. This one is, I think, a young adult book. So it was extremely clean. It was sweet. It was fun. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. So that was my reading wrap up for July. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you later. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.